No.
What a surprise.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe.
Let's get through this.
It's the first meeting we've had in months.
You good, Karen?
I was falling into a routine
I want to stretch it out as long as
Not yet.
possible.
Hold on, I got.
to make up for that
Yes.
8-minute
It's
meeting
very
we
slow.
had.
It used to be quicker. It takes a while to do something.
The new rule sheet should be the average length of the meetings over the course of your chairmanship. Because everybody can have a good one.
And then,
Here we go, select board meeting. Friday, today is
Jim
8:18.
doing here. I don't like anything about that.
Uh,
Jim,
Oh, we have an appointment.
we have an appointment?
We are live.
Oh, yeah, now I know what he's doing.
Well, and a number of other things.
How about a warm welcome, Jim?
I'm thrilled you're here, Jim.
Happy to see you.
And everyone
Hold on,
else.
it's just loading onto YouTube. It just takes 2 minutes here, so bear with us.
All right, we are live, but we are just giving it 2 minutes to get onto our streaming service. So,
Do we have to hit
Hold,
OK for
please.
AI Companion, which we don't want, but they're not letting us not?
How do we do that?
It's
We do
everywhere
want it.
now.
I know,
Do we have the mouse out here?
I know. The AI told me,
Oh, there's the
I
mouse.
asked it, I gave it my 990, it was asking
There you
questions
go.
because it was a little helpful. Yeah, tool we have.
Oh, really?
Told me I had
There you go.
4,300 volunteers. I said, no, we don't. I said, what page did you find that on? I said, that says 430.
Can't read this.
It said,
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're conversing with AI?
I am conversing, and it's telling me that
Okay.
430
think
is
so.
really
It says audio
4,300,
is
and
off,
it's
that's
getting
what you want, right?
insistent.
I want it on.
I'm saying,
Now it's
check
on.
again, you seem to have some place value issues.
And?
You gotta mute it on your laptop.
It said, oh, maybe.
Oh, my God.
Don't
Okay,
argue with me,
I think
you're a
we're okay.
machine.
we're ready to
All
roll?
right, We're ready.
Okay. All right, good evening, everybody. This is the Monday, August 18th meeting of the Select Board. With me, I have Ellen Rosenfeld, our clerk, Craig Schultz, our vice chair. I am Erin Underhill, the chair. We have Mike Kaczynski, our town administrator, and Karen Beret DeMarzo, our assistant town administrator. We have a pretty full agenda tonight, so we will get started with announcements. The first announcement would be for the middle high school project update.
So I'm going to take that because we had a school building committee meeting the other night, and it was very informative, and there's going to be another school building meeting. Is it next Monday?
25th, yep.
A week from tonight?
There's one that got called for tomorrow night to rediscuss the budget.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that one, yes, so there is one tomorrow night, but the one that's an in-person one, that's in person, right? They're coming or no?
Next Monday is in person.
25th.
Is in person. And that's when we make some decisions between, what is it, the school committee?
It's the school committee, the school building committee, and the select board, and the finance committee has been invited to be part of the discussion.
And the discussion is to settle on, Craig, do you know this? What's going to happen next week?
We have to vote the final amount of the budget to send to the MSBA. And then MSBA takes that final recommendation from the committee and the town, and it's got to be voted by the school committee and the select board, I believe. Takes that final recommendation, and then it turns that into a formal contract where they agree to pay a certain percentage of it.
Right, so that's big.
It's a huge meeting, yeah.
That's the big meeting, and all the information that's going to come out of that meeting. And that is a week from tonight, in person, here, and you can zoom in, of course. But the meeting that we had a few nights ago was some significant changes, and good news came out of it. So I don't know if people remember, but when we started this process, of course, it's been whittling down, 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 but the last number that we had for the ad reno was around 127 million, I think,
It was
130?
It was a range that was higher than that. 127 was actually less than what the range was.
Yep.
But it was
It was up there.
up. It was a large amount.
So they've been working diligently. When I say they, I mean the architect, the engineer, and the school building committee has been working every day, every night, every minute to whittle this number down, 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 down. And they've been doing, it's Tape and Vertex are the architect and engineer. I'm not sure if that's the right order. But they have been doing an incredible, incredible job. And I don't know if it's because they know us, because they've done some other projects and they're finally taking what we say to heart, and they are just paring. So they pared it down from the 127 to 130 to,
No, it was higher than that. They pared it down to 127. I
Yeah.
was going to look for that initial number, but I can't remember what the first set of numbers was
yeah,
on it.
somewhere in the 130s or
yeah.
whatever. And we're now down to, after all this work that they're doing, we're down to 63
For the town side.
for the town side. So the whole number got down to, it got down to 127, right? 127,096 from up in the 130s.
Yeah, I think it might have even been higher than that. We'll get the exact numbers next
Right.
week. But what they've done is they've been able to pare it down on the cost of the school to 127,000. Now they're meeting again tomorrow night, evidently, because the engineer's gone through all the contingencies, and we love our contingencies in this town. And he's been able to find what he believes is absolutely safe $2 million more of contingencies that can be removed,
Okay.
still leaving us with a massive contingency. And the thing with contingencies is they're not reimbursable by the state. So if you don't spend them, it doesn't go on your taxes, obviously. But when the state's telling you how much it is per thousand of house valuation, they assume the contingencies. So that $2 million comes off and it makes it much
Right.
more affordable. And we really don't need it. I mean, there's a lot
They
of
have a lot
contingency in
built
there.
in. So-
And then,
yeah.
and then the other piece that's huge, and this is more important, I think, than
Yes.
the total cost.
Yes. So the other piece is the contribution by the state. We've been talking numbers anywhere between, I don't know, 35 and 38, maybe 40,
40 was
maybe,
optimistic,
maybe,
yeah.
very optimistic. But TAPE and Vertex has figured out the sweet spot that the MSBA likes, and it's not so much a total number, but it's a per square foot number.
Yeah.
That was my understanding. And if you can hit that spot with the state, which the square foot number now is brought down to, what was my square foot number?
It's in the 500s.
Yeah, 550, right?
Yep.
550 a square foot. Oh, what it does is, the state likes it, so and because we brought our total number down, then, and they like that number, so they bring their percentage up. TAPE has told us that a minimum that we will get from the state is 45%, and it could be as high as 50%.
Yeah.
And that is the thing that's incredible. So not only do you bring the total number down from in the 130s or 140s, wherever we started, down to the 127, then from that, their kick-in on a lesser number is a higher percentage, so it's like this win-win. So
Yeah.
it looks like we could very well be from, we were talking about an 80 million contribution from Millis,
Yeah,
that it's now down to $63 million.
yeah.
So
That's a huge change.
something.
Yeah, that's massive. And we will, once we get the final confirmation from the state on it, because we don't want to jump the gun, I mean, it
Right.
could be anywhere from 45 to 50%. Right now, all indications are 50%, but if anybody knows me, I'm pessimistic on these things.
Yeah.
I go low, so I'm figuring 45%. But the state will tell us what it is, and once the state tells us, they sign a contract. And that contract is binding, so they won't change it from 50 to 45 halfway through the project. It's going to be a locked amount. And that really moves it from, as Ellen said, about an $80 million project to the town to $62.5 million for the town, which is significant. I mean, that kind of change really makes the project far more
Well,
affordable.
it makes it, right, because the numbers we were talking about, the do nothing all at once was 75 million.
Yeah.
And the do nothing over 10 years was 80 million. And now,
Yeah.
the get everything is 63 million. So, good news
Yeah.
all around. But we'll get that
Much, much more next week.
when?
Yeah, well, we'll get the
No.
contract sometime in September.
Right.
But we'll have a good indication where we're going to be.
So I just confirmed that the Zoom meeting of the school building committee is this Wednesday.
Wednesday.
At 7:30. So they just, they
Added
had
that.
canceled it, but they
Yeah.
just put it back to do some additional work on these
Yeah.
things, so.
Yeah, thank you. I was gonna say, I don't think they could get Tuesday night that quick.
I just, it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I'm already into Tuesday personally.
Thank you.
so-
Right, but that's just, I think, to look at your contingency, right?
Well, not my contingency, their
Well, but you-
contingency.
but you have
I
to dis-
called up and asked about
Yeah.
it, but it was, it's the engineers. I mean, I just said, that, can you look at it?
Yeah.
They
They're
thought it
willing
was
to look
very
at
safe.
everything,
Yep,
Which
Yep.
is good news.
Excellent news. Awesome. Okay, and the next announcement is recognition of the Millis Garden Club.
Okay, so this is a little tricky because the Millis Garden Club doesn't want any recognition, but they should get it. Because a lot of us probably don't even know we have a Millis Garden Club, but we do. And from what I understand, and you can fill in if anybody knows more than me, because I went online and they don't want to be found, they don't want to be contacted, they don't want to be appreciated, but too bad. There's three, I think there are three women, right? I only know two of the names. Madeline Good and Wendy Joseph. And I know that they,
I think there's a couple of others, but they jumped
but they
in,
don't want us
yeah,
to
they
know,
won't.
so I can only do so much sleuthing. But
Guess they don't want new members.
you see them, they're like, I don't know, vampires. They come out in the night, they're gone in the day.
but they garden.
I was
But
gonna
you
say
see
garden
their
fairies,
work.
but-
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, garden.
Garden fairy,
fairy.
garden
There's
gnomes.
gnomes.
Garden gnomes, they're.
You see their work, you see their work every day. You see it here
Yes.
at Town Hall, it's them.
The library.
The no, the
No, not
library,
anymore?
nope.
Yeah.
they-
No, she does some of it. I
Does
have
she?
seen her in the front,
I
there's a
heard it
butterfly
was
garden that's along
them.
the front, and she does that. She
But
does
the
do that.
latest piece that they did was Toll's Corner, Towles. It's by me. It's on the corner of Middlesex, Ridge, no, not Ridge, Middlesex,
Orchard.
Orchard, 115. It's the big triangle. And it has been a mess forever. And there's a plaque in there, you can't read it, and you can't move, and you can't do anything. And every year, they're out there working with what they have. But this year, they decided, I don't want to do this anymore. We need to rip it all out and start over. They got the DPW involved, they came down, pulled out everything, and it is spectacular. You can see the plaque, the stone, the whole corner, and it's them. So a shout out to the Millis Garden Club. And they'll probably be mad, but the last time somebody will be mad at me, or the first.
All right,
I was gonna say, and the shout out to the DPW too, who.
Yes.
Who answered the call right away. I know
Yeah,
Jim and the.
they were down
and the
there.
guys were there right away when she said that they wanted to do that, so they've been doing a great job, of getting out there,
Yeah.
so, thank you.
yes, thank you. The next announcement we have is Chapter 90 funding update.
Jim, do you wanna give the good news? Good news? Oh, geez.
Let me, I'll,
I was gonna say, let
I'll
Mike do it.
handle it.
We'll let Mike do
So historically, over the past, I want to say 13 years, the state has basically set a figure of $200 million a year for Chapter 90 that they put out to all the towns. So all the towns have to share it based on a formula.
Can you
And
explain Chapter 90?
so Chapter 90 is a program where the state, based on a formula of population and road mileage, will basically give grants for street maintenance every year to municipalities. So every year, a town will get notification that, this year you get, a certain amount of funds. I think the town historically, since I've been here, it's somewhere between 260 and 290,000 a year we've been getting. Last year, they did like a one-off, an extra bump, but this year, they actually made the decision to add another 100 million, so an increase of 50%, which is a big deal. And they added another program where based on different formulas, they'll give some additional on top of that. But, so the good news is that this year, the town of Millis is gonna be receiving $559,490.38 in
Huge.
basically Chapter 90 funds. So that will help us out tremendously in being able to pave streets, repair streets. You couple that with the funds that we've been able to fortunately
Yeah.
put towards this, and we've been able to, the DPW's been able to get some really positive impacts on the roads in the community. And that's on top of the, is it 1.9 million? You know, and I give Jim the credit for that, Jim and his staff for putting the work together to really go after the state on 109 and get them to commit that funds for all the work that was really just done in the last couple of months on 109. That was almost $2 million of work that was done on. So it would have taken us a long time to do that piecemeal over many years. So, so hopefully the people are noticing in the community in improvements to the roads.
The sidewalks, too.
And we're also working on some sidewalk grants for downtown right now. So there's definitely some additional good work coming along. So, you know, we certainly appreciate the patience of the public. We did have, you know, we were constrained for a long time because of finances, but now we're able to really try to get a lot of this done. And since I arrived, it was one of the big, you know, comments is we have to try to improve the roads and the holdup. We have a great DPW that do great work, but you need funds to hire companies and get asphalt companies to come in and pave the roads. So it's been a great project over the past couple of years to get that done. So my kudos to the DPW and appreciation of the townspeople for putting forward that money and approving it at town meeting, and to the state for finally seeing that the $200 million a year divided by 351 cities and towns was really not enough. So
Can they take it back?
they can always try to take it back.
Not if it's
Unfortunately,
paved.
We'll spend it. Well,
we're
Yeah,
gonna try to spend.
Keep going fast,
spend
Jim.
it as quickly and as wisely as possible.
Awesome.
Okay. And then the last announcement that we have is about the Community Connect.
Speak to that a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
So Community Connect, so Millis Fire introduced Community Connect. It's a new initiative designed to enhance our emergency response and better protect the residents of Millis. It's completely voluntary. But you can go on to Community Connect on a link. It's on the website, and we've been pushing it out on social media. Again, I know Fire's been really pushing it out, and you provide information about members of your household so that if there is an emergency, they already have some important information in hand when they arrive at your home. It saves time, saves lives, hopefully, and we're really excited about that. Again, it's completely voluntary. You don't have to sign up, but we strongly recommend anybody who's able to go ahead and do that. And again, go right to the homepage of the website, and you can read a little bit more about that and click on a link to sign up.
So, Madam Chair, I'd just like to speak on this. Jim McKay, I live on Village Street, and I'm a parent of a 38-year-old autistic child. And when this came about, this is such good news for somebody like myself who brings the child home. He comes home every other weekend. And to have that, the source being there for the police and fire, if they ever have to come to my residence, for them to know that it's, you know, we didn't have any of that stuff when he was an infant or a child or growing up. So I give great kudos to the fire chief for doing this and bringing this to our community. It's a source for us as parents of children like that. So good, you know, I thank the chief for that. Thanks.
So that's linked on our website, right?
It is on our website, there's a link, or you can go to the Fire
Yep.
page as well, or again, any social media. Or if you have questions, feel free to call our office and we'll direct you to it. But really important piece to add.
Yeah.
I think. And as you know, we're already an ALS community, so we have the advanced life support, so we have paramedics here, so we are really fortunate that we have great medical emergency care here. I guess emergency care is the right word.
Yeah,
Response.
I suppose.
But yes.
Response
no,
and care.
They're wonderful, so.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Any other announcements? No?
No.
Okay, great. All right, we'll move on to our scheduled appointments and hearings. The first is the Executive Office Assistant.
So Executive Office Assistant is a new position in the Select Board and Town Administrator's Office. It's an 18-hour-a-week position, and I'm very pleased to recommend Janet Nahas, hopefully I'm still saying that correctly, for appointment to this position. Following a thorough interview process with several qualified candidates, Janet did emerge as the ideal choice for this position. Her extensive experience in office management, coupled with her evident enthusiasm for the role, make her well suited to support the needs of the executive office. Some of her role will be taking minutes for these meetings, which she's going to learn on the fly a little bit, but is happy to do so. And she's done a lot of accounts payable processing, and she's going to be doing that as well.
As well as doing minutes for the Capital Planning Commission and to provide some support to them as well.
Excellent.
Well, what's Victoria gonna do?
Her real job.
I worry about you, Victoria.
I move that the board ratify the town administrator's appointment of Janet Nahas as Executive Office Assistant with a start date of August 19th.
Which is tomorrow.
That's
Janet. I don't know if
tomorrow.
you just wanted to
Welcome
say
aboard.
tomorrow. Yes.
Second?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Now, welcome aboard.
Welcome. We're very excited. All right.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Tonight I'll be asking for the board to ratify my appointment of a new Human Resource Director. Shortly after the formal approval and funding of the Human Resource position at the spring annual town meeting, I did enlist the assistance of several town officials to conduct a search for the best applicants. And before I go any further, I'd just like to thank the following individuals for their assistance in this important search. Selectman Craig Schultz, Superintendent of Schools Bob Mullaney, Assistant Town Administrator Karen Beret DeMarzo, and Finance Director Jody Kersey. I'd also like to thank all the staff for payroll and HR, our current HR, for their assistance in this process. There was a lot of people involved in it. It's an important appointment. We wanted to make sure we got the right person. So this dedicated group of town officials worked closely together over a 3-month period. We did review over a dozen applications which we received. It was widely advertised. We did have a total of 3 rounds of interviews. And we are extremely fortunate to have received applications from several highly qualified applicants. At the conclusion of this process, it was the unanimous consensus of this group that Julie Alden Cullinane was the best applicant for this vitally important position for the town. Julie has a Bachelor's of Arts degree from Boston College, a Master of Arts degree from Bridgewater State University. She has over 10 years of experience in a variety of HR leadership roles, including public health, government, and education. We are very excited to bring her on board to provide the lead in the growth and maturity of our new Human Resource Department. So with that, I am formally requesting that the board ratify my appointment of Julie Alden Cullinane as the town's first Human Resource Director with a start date of September 2nd, 2025.
Okay, I move that the board ratify the town administrator's appointment of Julie Alden Cullinane as the Human Resource Director with the start date of September 2nd. Now, I was told a long time ago in my job, follow somebody who either failed miserably or they created a new job for you. So, congratulations.
Second?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Welcome aboard.
Congratulations.
It's a big night. Yeah, fantastic.
I don't know if they both, they're not on screen, I don't know if
Oh,
they're.
they're
I don't
not
know
on
if they
screen.
want to go up to the podium just for a minute,
Yeah,
just to say
sure.
hello, so the public can see them.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Julie Alden Cullinane, and I've been in HR for about 15 years, in leadership for about 10.
Sorry, Julie.
Sorry.
Like 4 inches, they say.
I,
There you go.
That's good.
Nope, that's good.
I know, they're awful.
I am local. I live in Bellingham, Mass. I look forward to being here at Millis and to help out with the HR department. Everyone's been so wonderful and welcoming, and I can't wait to get started.
Great.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Janet, do you want to come say hi? No. Janet's being shy, but you will see her soon enough because she'll be right at the window at her office.
Yes, if you'd like to meet Janet, you just have to come down to
Come
the
down
selectman's
and-
office and go to the
Oh,
front
we won't
window.
torture
You get to
her.
meet her.
We won't torture you, but yes, thank you. We're very excited to have you join the team. Thank you. Both of you, yes.
Okay, and our next appointment is for an Enterprise Advisory Committee member.
Oh, I think
You skipped one.
you skipped the temporary.
Oh, temporary public health nurse. I'm so
So-
sorry. Go ahead.
It's all right.
We
So,
were out of
Madam
order.
Chair, due to the very unfortunate recent resignation of Sarah Ward as the town's public health nurse, we didn't scare her away, I promise. It was for family reasons that she has notified us that she's going to step away, at least for a while. Due to that, I'm requesting that the board ratify my appointment of Ann McManus as a temporary public health nurse until such a time as a permanent public health nurse is appointed. Ms. McManus has over 50 years' experience as a nurse practitioner and is very familiar with the operations at the Board of Health. I consider that we're very fortunate that Ms. McManus is available to assist us in stepping in immediately to this very important role. So with that, I would request the board's ratification of my appointment.
I move that the board ratify the town administrator's appointment of Ann McManus as the temporary public health nurse until an appointment of a permanent public health nurse has been made.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Great, thank you.
I just wanted to add that Ann served in a very similar role during COVID.
Oh, okay.
She came on board to help us, so she's not stepping in brand new. She's been
Excellent.
assisting, and she's also just the senior workout program at the Board of Health, so she's very familiar.
Oh, beautiful.
So-
Great.
And Sarah has been a pleasure to work with. She has done all her work in the office very professionally. She's taken on additional tasks in the office and led that area of the office very well, so we are going to miss her. Hope she stays involved, and maybe someday she'll step back into the role.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Good luck.
Okay.
That's
and
our appointment.
Now it's our appointment, the Enterprise Advisory Committee member. So we received an application from John Wecklewick.
What quality?
We'll call it.
Wallach, okay.
Wakwalik. Okay. John has, let's see, his most recent experience is with the Council on Aging. And he is interested in, and he has also volunteered from 2014 until the 2020 shutdowns. I'm sorry, that
With
was a
the
little
Milford
jumbled.
Senior Center.
With the
Milford.
Milford, thank you, with the Milford Senior Center, yes. So he's been a volunteer and is looking to expand himself into the Enterprise Advisory Committee. So we welcome John.
I'll make a motion that the board appoint John Wakalwick as a member of the Enterprise Advisory Committee through June 30th, 2026.
Did you want to say anything, Jim, or no?
Me?
Yeah, did you want to?
Yeah.
We met John, we had a meeting 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it's nice to have a full complement of people, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been
I
good.
bet.
Okay,
Excellent.
second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. So we now have a full committee, which is fantastic. Good. Okay, so next we have a discussion of survey results for opioid use disorder treatment and support, as well as some approvals therein related.
Oh, yeah, we can sit.
Yeah.
So you thought Sarah was done, but here she is.
Wait, can we do this? We've made an appointment.
So I did have a little PowerPoint presentation about the survey results. I'm not sure if I can connect it though, so I can just talk about it if that's easier.
That's fine.
You can, or I was gonna say, you can
Connect
do
it.
through the Zoom. Are you on
Yeah.
the Zoom meeting?
Oh, I tried to do that and it didn't let me.
The link that I was gonna say Victoria's better than you.
Oh, Victoria.
It didn't, it said the meeting wasn't started, I thought. Meeting was started. No, the meeting was started. Weird. Sorry.
That's okay.
Did it work?
Yes.
It's the passcode.
It's the SB meeting, so capital SB.
We're gonna probably need a new
Sorry,
password.
SBM, thank you.
Yeah.
Eating.
SBM is
Oh,
capitalized.
SBM are all capitalized.
Eating,
Eating.
SBM eating.
Eating.
Yeah. Gotta be careful with those password spell.
And I can't get it to connect, so.
That's not an issue.
I was just moving it around.
You want to join?
Victoria saves me on a regular basis for Zoom, so she's our de facto Zoom expert in the office.
She's
I had
been the
one of
office
those at my
expert on
office,
Zoom.
too.
Okay, and then go here.
You have that in many parts of your life.
Make it full screen. And then we want to share your screen. And then, oh wait, go back. Oops. And now press that.
It's promising.
Yep.
Here we go.
Yeah, slideshow it.
And that's right.
It's a miracle.
That's
There you go.
perfect.
Yeah, we got it.
Nice.
Miracle.
So is everyone aware of what the opioid abatement funds are?
No.
So pull the microphone as close as you can. It
Sorry.
doesn't pick it up, I'm sorry.
So you want me to go over a
Sackler
quick overview of what they are? Okay, so the opioid funds in July 2021, Massachusetts Attorney General announced our state's participation in a $1 billion nationwide resolution with opioid distributors for their part in the opioid epidemic. A part of the agreement is 40% of what the state recovered from that is going to go to municipalities, and the state is keeping 60% to go to a fund called the Opioid Recovery and Remediation Fund. The point of the services is to supplement and the point of the money is to supplement and strengthen the services in the towns that we already have. And they're very specific about how the money can be spent. So there's 7 different categories of how this money can be spent. It can be used for opioid use, treatment or disorder treatment, support people in recovery and treatment, connections to care, harm reduction, addressing needs of criminal justice, involved persons, supporting pregnant or parenting women, and preventing misuse of opioids and implementing prevention education. So we, in the town of Millis, started what we called a task force that involved myself, the Board of Health Director, the Administrator's Office, police, fire, school nurse, and the social worker. And I think that's, and a couple residents involved too that have been affected by the opioid epidemic to discuss how to spend the money. One of the other parts of the agreement is that the town get input from residents on how they would like to see the money spent, so that's why we did the survey. So for the survey results, a majority of the respondents were female. The age range, a majority were in the 50 to 69 age. And then, as you can see, 35 to 49 was the next largest respondents.
I think 70 plus was the next one.
Oh, I'm blocked here,
Yeah.
sorry.
They're close.
They're very close, but I think 70 wins. You're just defending your people.
All right.
Thank you.
And then here's the demographics of the race, and I think it does reflect the demographics of our town as well. So one of the one of the questions was how you've been impacted by the opioid epidemic. About 40% of people have been impacted in our town. 43 reported death of a family member or friend. 32 of the respondents were reported being a person in recovery. Some other things were they responded they currently use opioids. 7 reported job loss, and 1 impacted incarceration or criminal record. So the top 3 priorities that our residents chose were to prevent misuse of opioid and implement prevention education, support people in treatment and recovery, and opioid use disorder treatment. some of the barriers to treatment that that were noted, the biggest one being stigma, which I think is definitely something that the more we talk about it and the more resources we have, I think that we can kind of start to break through the stigma. There's also a lack of knowledge of resources, so I think if we can get more resources in town and get the information out there, and then cost was the other big one. So there was an open-ended question about ideas or recommendations for how the town of Millis should consider spending their money. Some of the big ones that were kind of repeated over were prevention and counseling, helping people into long-term programs. One of them was Support Safe Coalition, establish local recovery centers for services, support community and social events for those affected, and education and prevention. Those were kind of like the key pieces that were echoed over again in the responses. So that brings us to what we came up with Safe Coalition. We had talked about this in the task force after we went over the results of the survey, was working with Safe Coalition and what they could bring to our town for us. And I think one of the biggest things that they're willing to do is have an actual clinician in our library 2 hours once a week on a walk-in basis. So anyone who, even if they're not ready to totally go into treatment, they can start to talk to somebody and see what options are, what resources there are for them. And I think the walk-in, I don't know if you want to.
I was gonna say, we also wanted to make sure, we are already doing something with Chris's Corner, which is for the school. We wanted to make sure this was something that could be utilized by all ages and not just school kids, because you go through school, you're say no to drugs and all that stuff, and then you get out of school and you're an adult and you just have nobody to talk to anymore. So we wanted to make sure that this hit all people, and it doesn't matter if you're 18, fresh out of high school, trying to deal with this, or if you're 65 and you can't keep a job. We wanted to make sure that there was an option for all people. Sorry.
And then the other thing that Safe Coalition will do for us is they'll support, coming to community events and prevention and education. So if there's a night at the school where there's a parents' night, they're willing to come and do a table at something like that, just to get information about the resources out there and Narcan and things. So.
I have a question about Safe Coalition. Is that a governmental agency? What is that? I don't even know what that is.
It's a nonprofit, I
Just
believe.
a nonprofit?
Yeah.
So
They come
I
and
think
help
she
the
said, they started from Franklin, and I think she said something, I don't know, she came back to Franklin, moved back to town, and basically everybody was dying or addicted to drugs that she knew, and there was no help. Nobody was answering the call, nobody was connecting people to services, so she being this woman, Jen, took it upon herself and started the Safe Coalition, and now they work with all these surrounding towns, and they do great work connecting people to care and making sure that if somebody needs to talk to somebody, that they will answer.
So we work a lot with Amy Leone through Community Impact as well.
Yes.
And we've put money towards that through the marijuana funds. This is
That
another
is Chris's
organization.
Corner.
I think Chief Barrett has a pretty strong relationship with the Safe Coalition. So we
Yes.
kind of use both.
Yes.
So this is in conjunction to what we already have set up. This is not like gonna replace what we already have going on at the schools and through Chris's Corner. This is just to add an additional thing, another resource for people to use.
So there's money associated. We pay for this.
Yeah, they'll bill us quarterly, and they're willing to do a 6-month trial period to make sure that we're happy with what we have going on.
Okay.
So the original contract was around $45,000 for a year. And we went through the contract and
Wait, a quick question.
Yeah.
Have we ever used them before?
Safe.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that the fire had a contract at one point.
But-
Yeah.
But did we, this contract that you're thinking of?
No, this is brand new.
Brand
Yeah.
new?
Yes.
This
And-
piece, yes.
Yeah.
This is,
This
We've had
piece
a
is-
long, well, we've had a long relationship with the Safeco.
Right,
Yes.
they've done events and stuff that I've seen and attended. And also, this is paid for out of the opioid settlement money, and that's
Yes.
about, what, 15,000 a year, 20,000 a year?
I don't know if you have I don't have it on the top of my head, but
So the way the funds works, a lot of the pharmaceutical companies paid out a large sum of money in the beginning. They paid out a couple years at a time. So right now, total, we have $119,000 of opioid funding. And then for the next, it's hard to say exactly how much we'll have every year because there's new settlements still coming out. We just signed on to the Purdue Pharma one. And then
Ooh,
I
that should be
just got another one about, they reached it with 8 new companies for a settlement. So it's hard to say exactly the amount that we'll be getting from here on out, but they're expected to, so far, about $25,000 a year. And the payments are, some of the companies will go out to 2037.
So this new contract, you were saying it started out as how much?
at $45,000 a year. And we took a look at the contract and decided,
That's a lot.
no, it was a lot, and we wanted to make sure that if we're providing these services for people, that one, are they being used? And is this the best way to spend the money? And two, how long can we provide these services for somebody? If we're paying $45,000 a year, in a couple years, the money's gonna dry up.
Right.
So we thought, let's do a short $10,000, 6-month trial period, push this out on social media, on everywhere, try to have you guys announce it at the meetings.
I like the new
You
Victoria.
know?
I
So
do.
we want, this is very important to me. This is like personally important
Yeah.
to me, so that's why I'm involved in this. So
Awesome.
I wanted to make sure that these were things that somebody could use. And, you know, we had other things in there like pregnancy support, but we're already part of a Metro West nurses pregnancy support thing. So I was like, why are we paying for this when we're already part of that? So we got it down to like the meat and potatoes, and
And you'll push it out,
and
and
we're
you'll
gonna
see
push
if
it out.
people use it.
Yes, so that's why we
Right.
only did 6 months.
And I'd
So-
like to also make sure we reserve some money out of this, that we have, what'd you say, the 119,000 plus 25-ish a year to pay for the community impact program we do too, which has
Yes.
had great traction, and is also another resource.
Absolutely.
So I really do like the fact you're doing this trial approach at a lower dollar amount to get our feet wet with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I assume we'll collect statistics on how the weekly office hours go and see, if anybody comes to them,
Yes.
Right.
and then reevaluate from there.
In 6 months,
Yeah.
you'll be hearing back from me. Yes.
Okay,
Excellent, yeah.
Yeah, really excellent.
yeah,
By
that's
the way.
great.
She did most of it, so.
Did you?
Well, thank you.
Okay, get out of the way. Good job.
All right.
So, Madam Chair,
go.
I'm actually requesting that the board authorize me to sign the client services agreement between the town of Millis and the Safe Coalition for an amount not to exceed $10,000.
Madam Chair, I have a couple of questions for Colin.
Sure.
Jim Duffy, 343 Exchange Street. Programmatically, this contract is a piece of an overall program, from what I'm gathering. I'm not aware of an overall program, but who's in charge of that?
So-
Let me just
Yep.
couch this, right? As I read through the contract, there's no reporting, right? How do you manage success, right? What's the criteria which anybody can measure success to renew it or expand it, for example? But that may be that reporting or statistic capture may be part of a program of, I don't know, I'm asking that question, right? So programmatically, what's the overview of which this piece falls into? Or is this just a standalone service? Who's gonna manage it? How does it get managed? Et cetera, right? So that's a question, and if there's no program that's gonna report, then this contract
Well-
ought to report.
Well, I would think that since it's a 6-month contract, and they'll be coming back in 6 months to ask us to extend it, if they come back with no data, or data that doesn't support extending, I'm thrilled to take a flyer for $5,000, because I know the organization, they do good work. But when they come back to ask us to extend it, I would expect there to be statistics, and we can let Sarah or Jennifer rather know that's our expectation.
Yeah.
Because even if it's not written into the contract, if you're seeing me every 6 months for an extension, I would expect to hear you've had this many visitors.
Which is why
Yeah.
we chose 6 months.
I think that's a
not year.
really smart approach. And the other piece that I like about it is it doesn't use all of our money. We're not just turning it over, because we do have a very successful community social worker program through, I had the name a moment ago, I just
Community
Community
impact.
impact.
Community Impact. And I'm not sure how that will continue to be funded, but if I have 119,000 plus 25,000 a year coming in, and I'm rolling 10,000 of it into this program, assuming it's successful and we extend and everything else, that still gives me a reasonable amount to continue funding that social worker program over the next several years as we feather that into the budget. And we know that one's successful. The police have spoken to us numerous times about the success with that program.
Yep. And then I heard a couple hours a day at the library. Couple thoughts on that is,
It's not a couple hours a day.
No,
It's a couple hours a week.
it'd be I think it's 2 hours a week.
2 hours a week,
Week,
okay, at
yeah.
the library. So two thoughts are, people may be reticent to go in person. Is there some ability to create a phone line or something during that hour? And then only during the day, some people do work,
We
can't get
did-
there, can't take advantage of that, right?
Yep, I did talk with, her name is Stephanie, she will actually be the clinician that's coming. She is going to vary throughout,
Staggering.
yeah, throughout the month.
And how do we communicate this opportunity to people, to the town?
So we are gonna put it out on the Facebook page, announcements at the select board meeting. We'll put it on the town website.
Yeah.
Obviously.
We can have it posted downstairs, at
I
the
would-
library,
I
all
would-
the things.
I
Yeah,
would
we
sort
can
of
certainly throw it on the
Yes.
Millis community.
Do it fairly
As well
freq,
as
fairly
there
frequently,
would-
just put it there
Absolutely.
once type of thing, right?
No, I think it's
'Cause
gonna be-
Sort of like
Recurring.
Yes.
recurring, yeah, thank you.
Yes,
Yes,
Excellent word.
absolutely.
Yeah,
We'll put it on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
Mine?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incumbent on us to get the word out, because that's the only way it'll succeed or fail.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think, back to the reporting, it'd be nicer to see those results at some point, either monthly or quarterly, going along to the public, as opposed to at the end of it, that's just my opinion. Thank you.
All right,
Scott Fusey, 11 Union. Looking at it from a different aspect, I'll use Amy Leone because, you know, she's done wonders. You know, I've gone to her for advice and she's been tremendous. So that's been a success. I have no doubt that this will be a success. In a small town where resources are limited, we need that, you know, we need that. We need that. So let's give this a shot. Hopefully it will work out. And as far as technology, I think everybody's going to know about it. Social media is everywhere, so, thank you.
yeah.
I do have one question before we move on, if I could. Jim brought up an interesting point. Is there, maybe not through SAFE Coalition necessarily, but is there some kind of a text line or something for opioid
There,
help?
I think it's,
Oh, they do, okay.
Yeah, and the police station was very helpful with the other group. The
Yeah.
people in our town that needed her assistance were able to meet with the police and get that assistance going. So I think there's a lot of avenues that can get the word out to those in need.
That's a good point, Craig. And then the
Yeah.
other thing is to reach out, right, to police or fire and say, or if people are nervous about the police, reach out to fire. And again, yeah, they
Yeah,
will
but
connect you
everything,
to services.
yeah, but what we've heard from our police about the other group, the Community Impact, they were more than willing to come and talk to our police officers about it.
Yeah,
Because we have a
either.
very good relationship with the parties that are in need of this.
Just one more question, I'm sorry. So, I'm not aware of the community impact program. The one question I was I understand why this is opioid, it says opioid because there's funding, but
Yeah.
is there an ability to expand this to other substances? And maybe that's what the community impact program does, but there's a lot of other
Yeah.
substance abuse issues out there.
So the opioid fund is very specific from the state that it has to be spent on opioid abatement, so it needs to be related to opioids.
Understood
That's
that, yeah.
how the state has put it for us.
Yeah, but my comment is we as a town.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
community.
Do we have a
if I may,
broader-
Madam Chair. The community impact services are a bit broader. they would cover opioid issues, but they also cover all kinds of other social, family, other types of issues. So
Okay.
if it's someone came to this organization, they might then get
Refer 'em.
referred
Yeah.
to
States would
community impact.
never turn somebody away.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Alright.
matter the substance, they would never turn their back.
There are a
Yeah.
lot of
They
resources.
would absolutely still, yeah.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right,
Yeah.
I'll move that the board approve and authorize the town administrator to sign the client services agreement between the town of Millis and Safe Coalition for a not-to-exceed amount of $5,000 every 6 months with renewal for one 6-month term, not to exceed $10,000 in total.
Yes. I was gonna
Second.
say, it was written as the whole, but.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great job with the presentation.
Yeah.
So there's also a request by the Safe Coalition to place a flag display for International Overdose Awareness Day on the front lawn of the town hall from Friday, August 29th through Monday, September 1st. So we should.
Yeah, I'll move that the board approve the request by the Safe Coalition to place a flag display in recognition of International Overdose Awareness Day, which I believe is the 31st of
It
August.
is the 31st.
Of August, on the lawn in front of the Veterans Memorial Building from Friday, August 29th to Monday, September 1st. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the same period it was last year, too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So,
The number of flags represents the number of lives that have been lost in the prior year due
Okay.
to opioid overdoses.
got it. All right.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Okay, next, we have a hearing, we are late for. We have a hearing for the Verizon Fios cable license.
I move that the board open the hearing to review the proposed Verizon Fios cable license renewal. Goodbye.
A new hire thinks she has to stay.
Oh, God, no.
You don't have to.
Bye. Second?
Second?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the hearing is now open.
So, Madam Chair, you do have the complete proposed license in your packet. It also has been available on the town's website. There was 2 postings in a local newspaper of general circulation to meet the legal requirements of the hearing. I know that Attorney Solomon was here at your last meeting. He had a medical issue this evening, couldn't be here. But you do have the final agreement. He says he has indicated everything is in order. Really going through the public hearing process is the final step to approving this, to see if anyone from the public has any comments or concerns about the proposed license.
Okay, excellent. Hello.
Jim Duffy, 343 Exchange Street. I read the packet, I don't see a cost in the packet. Also, the packet was somewhat illegible.
It's not a cost.
Yeah.
It's not a
So
cost.
there's
There's no
no
cost?
cost from the town.
No.
Actually, it's
Money.
the license agreement determines how many funds that Verizon will provide to the town.
Oh, perfect.
for its-
They're
for
giving
its-
us money?
Yes.
Huh,
They just throw it at us.
So
it
there's.
didn't say that.
So there's two main components to this. One is the PEG access funding, which is 5% of their gross receipts they supply to the town, and that along with the funds from Comcast or Xfinity, those funds come in and is really what enables us to have Millis Community Media do all the good work they do in the town. There's also capital payments that are made on a certain periodic basis in the contract that Verizon is required to pay. There's some upfront payments. And again, those allow Millis Community Media to purchase equipment, to pay for other necessary items for their operation. So essentially, the license is essentially unchanged from the last license. It's just a continuation for 5 additional years.
Right.
So it's a contract for 5 years.
Yes.
Can the town get out of it if something was to happen? Like, is there an
yes,
opt-out
yes.
option? Because sometimes you get locked in and it's tough, you can't get out of these contracts.
Yes, it's very
So-
rare that a town needs to get out of, usually it's the private company that tries
It's the
to do
company
that, but there are
themselves.
safeguards in here
Yeah.
that prevent them from doing it in a way that really harms the town financially.
Yes. As long as the town's protected, that's what's,
Yes,
thank you.
absolutely, absolutely. And as I said, I've had discussions with the director of Millis Community Media, and she's confirmed that they are in support of the license.
Excellent.
All right.
Any other discussion from the audience for the contract?
I move that the
Okay.
board close the hearing to review the proposed Verizon Fios cable license renewal.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the hearing is closed. And now we could vote to approve.
I move that the board approve entering into a license renewal agreement between the town of Millis and Verizon New England, Inc. for a term of 5 years as written.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Great, thank you.
Okay. The next thing we have is to discuss the universally accessible trail proposal with Mr. Stedman. Hello.
Thank you,
Hello.
Ms. Underhill. I appreciate you putting me on the agenda.
You
I
thought it was
will-
going to be a long contract discussion, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I hope to help you get back on schedule. My objective here is just to get your support to go to the CPC to ask for funding. And I'm on their schedule for the 25th of September. So after tonight, I will fill out the application. I assume everybody knows what a universally accessible trail is. It's for people that are mobility impaired. And there's not a trail like that anywhere around. This affords people the opportunity to enjoy nature, and even if they're in a wheelchair or some other mobility device. Why and why at RGE? Well, there's nothing else around it. We have an aging population, as you all know.
Regency.
Regency.
Glen Ellen, Regency at Glen Ellen.
Learn
I don't know,
something.
it's the Glen.
It's the Glen.
It's
It's at the
every day
Glen.
it's something else.
Yeah, it's at the Glen. That's what the big sign is.
Okay.
And the Conway study, one of their recommendations was that there be the town build a universally accessible trail, and the Glen, Madam Rosenfeld, is the place. And this would be no cost to the town. Going to the CPC for all of the funding, first for the design, and then the way that was structured when Glen Ellen was approved, the condominium association is responsible for all maintenance. So it's not a park where there's no money for maintenance. This would be maintained. It will also improve actually the flow through the floodplain, which the Conservation Commission supported. When it was a golf course, they had a little dam there, and they were drawing water from the brook. Well, nature prevails, and nature rerouted the stream and carved it right around the dam and into that floodplain. Right now, the trail that goes up to the bridge actually blocks the two halves of the floodplain, so water doesn't flow downhill. It builds up and then eventually goes over. The bridge itself is about 4 feet above the floodplain, so there will be some grading on that side, but it will improve the flow. There's abundant wildlife there. This morning when I walked, there was a mallard duck, there's some black racer snakes, there's some bear scat there today. So there's lots of good stuff there. Round numbers, I'm guessing $15,000 to do the design, but I'll let the CPC know that it could be $100,000 to actually build it. I've calculated those numbers, but we won't know till we get a design. I'm working with 2 firms to potentially give some bids on design, Northeastern Trails and Conservation Works. So, any questions?
Yes.
million questions.
I think you had mentioned somewhere, well, somewhere I read,
Yes.
something about potential for grants. Are you also looking at grants?
I assume that Bob Weiss would do that.
Okay.
But from what my understanding of grants are, you have to be prepared to fund it yourself in order to even ask for a grant. So the first thing is to get the design, and then after we get the design, we can go out for bid to construct it, and at that point is when you'd go for grants.
Okay.
And I would
Yeah.
help
I
Bob.
would agree fully, and I mean, I'll be speaking with Mr. Weiss tomorrow about this, but most of the grants that the town would apply for would require that study, that plan in place, which would basically be the basis of our grant application. So
Okay.
it's something that's gonna be investigated to see if, you know, at least a part, if not the whole cost of the construction could be offset by grants, but it's something that we can certainly take a look at.
Okay, great.
And when the Regency at Glen Ellen, I'll use the full name.
There you go.
Was built, this was, I don't know if deeded's the right word, but this is public land. I mean, this was set aside for the public in Millis to use, not just the residents of the Regency.
This area is
Yeah.
open to the public.
Right.
And at least half of the people that
Right.
use it are not residents of Glen Ellen. They use the parking lot, they walk in from Orchard, they come down from Bullard Street.
Yeah.
Is this the same, okay, one question.
Yeah,
Is there already, this whole trail is there, you just want to make it for an ADA?
yes.
It's
It's
already
already
there.
there.
It's already
It's
there.
already there. It's 10 feet wide.
10 feet wide, and what's the material? Just dirt and grass?
Some of it's grass, some of it's paved. The toll ripped out the pavement going up to the bridge, and it eroded, and there's crushed stone there, which is eroding, and it's just, that part's not good. Then once you cross over,
Some of it.
there's a section that's paved that gets out of the buffer zone, and then some grass, and then some more pavement. This would, it's about, it's a little over 1/10 of a mile from the parking lot, which is a public parking lot right off of
Right.
Orchard Street, to the bridge. And then after that, it goes around some trees, past an old green, and then the Conservation Commission approved an alternate trail in the upland, which goes along an old fairway on the edge of a meadow that's cut every October, to pavement that's a hairpin around 4 magnificent eastern white pines. So it would go loop around there and then come back. The total length would be a half a mile each way, so a total of a mile.
So so do you foresee, for this to be ADA,
Yes.
does it have to be paved?
No.
No, right?
There are a lot of pervious surface materials that would work. And that is one of the requirements from the Conservation Commission, that it be pervious.
Okay. Is this the same trail that they let horses on?
Yes.
Oh, I like that. I haven't made it up there, but I'm gonna make it up
I
there.
haven't
Okay.
been there yet either. I need to go.
Is
Yeah?
it nice?
It is nice, I've been on it once, yeah. Yeah.
Right,
Right.
right.
Huh.
And you're looking just for our endorsement?
Yeah,
Just
to
for
go to
no
the
formal
CPC.
vote.
No
just-
formal vote,
Just an
but,
expression
yeah.
of support
Right.
for the.
I think it
for
sounds
moving
great.
forward.
I think it's a great idea
I
to
do
bring
too.
in ADA access trails. I think it's
Yeah.
important.
And I think it's
to
a
do.
perfect place
Yeah.
for it.
When you
It'd be a feather
say,
in our hat,
when
I
you
think.
say as part of your thing that this is really the only place, and you know every trail in Millis.
Pretty much.
You do.
Maybe
Yeah.
even one you don't know.
Yes, absolutely. This probably is the only place.
Yes, I mean,
No question.
it's got parking.
Yeah,
uh,
I get it.
Yeah.
And
No, it makes sense
it's
to
level
do.
and it's open to the
Something.
public.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, if you're looking for support, I'm in favor of it, absolutely. And
yes.
Me
Thank
too,
you.
me
Yeah.
too.
So take that for what
Appreciate
it's worth.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I'll see you at the
For what it's
CPC
worth.
meeting. I'll be
There you
there.
go.
okay.
All right.
All right,
Thank you. Okay.
Jim, I don't know if you want to, it should be a very brief request to consider waiving a building permit fee. I know, I don't know, Jim, if you mind. No, that's fine. It should be all
Okay.
of 1 minute, I would think.
Yep.
Do you want to come up?
Hello.
Good evening. Hi, how are you? I'm a contractor and I procured a permit I'm requesting for a permit for improvements at Millis Housing Authority. We're just changing some storm doors and rebuilding some decks. So the building inspector was generous, and, you guys, I thank you for taking the short notice.
Yeah.
Requesting to favor, waive the permit fee. That would come out of Millis Housing Authority, not out of mine. I'm trying to save some money for the Millis Housing Authority.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
so-
move that, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, no, I was just going to say that under the board's policy,
Yeah.
specifically town projects are automatically excluded, but because this is sort of a quasi, it's a state, even though we're in partnership with a state, it's a state, so therefore technically, we felt it should come back before the board, even though we support it, it should come back before the
Yeah.
board.
I move that the board approve the request to waive all building permit fees associated with the construction project located at 6 through 24 Daniel Street, owned by Millis Housing Authority, as submitted by EC Interiors LLC.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
No
Thank you.
problem.
Thank you. Sorry, thank you, Jim, for, I figured it was gonna take all of 2 minutes. She has not joined the Zoom meeting, so I don't know what's
I'm
going
here.
on. Oh, you are. You can, I
Can you hear me?
can't see you.
We can hear you, but we can't
yeah.
see
We
you.
can't see you.
Oh, there you are.
Right there you are,
Hello.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think she's joined the Zoom. Phew.
Okay, so I'll start. What great discussion tonight on a couple of things coming to Millis residents. Good job. And now we're gonna get into spending money. That's always my motto. That's what I'm motto.
We saved it till the end.
So every once in a while, as part of our permit, we have to look at changing different regulations, part of the stormwater. And Kleinfelder, over this past season, came up with these changes that are mandatory for us to change. Adria will introduce herself, and she'll go over there's a little slide deck presentation. I think you all got it. It's all highlighted in red that's in the packet. And you have the right, you are the commissioners of the stormwater, to make these changes. They do not have to go to town meeting, as this is part of the bylaw, but this isn't a bylaw change. Regulations, you have the right to change during the different parts of whenever we bring them to you. So we'll let Adria take it from here.
Just realized we need to add page numbers on here.
All right, can you see my screen?
Almost, yes.
There it is.
It's thinking, okay, all right, great. So my name is Adria Fichter. I'm a water resources engineer with Kleinfelder, and as Jim mentioned, we've been supporting the town on their MS4 effort, so that's municipal separate storm sewer systems, or your drainage system, and, supporting on just the permit requirements for the town. So as Jim mentioned, there are requirements pretty prescriptive in the permit that all permittees have specific ordinances or regulatory mechanisms to enforce the permit. So the town has been, working hard on all the obligations under the permit. So this is just kind of one of those elements. And to do that, the town, you must update your Article 1, land disturbance and post-construction stormwater management to support this program. So this isn't unique to Millis. And again, the permit is very prescriptive. So the red lines that we prepared are straight from the permit language. And this isn't new to, any contractors or developers. They're experiencing this, throughout communities in Massachusetts. So Jim mentioned you have the full outline, but this is specifically their updates to section 7.1B, and so this
That's
is for new development, as well as redevelopment of sites.
No, it is helpful because I can actually see where it is in the other document. So we're just saying, wow, that's small. But I can index immediately off that into the document that you provided with your other red lines, or blue lines in this case, and it works well.
Okay, perfect.
Ellen just likes to complain.
I do. I do.
So the updates are, in section 7.1B, and they are, again, they're language directly from the MS4 permit. They are applicable to new development sites, which those requirements are a little bit more stringent to the redevelopment sites. So just given that a redevelopment site, you have a little bit more restriction
on what you can do, what you're able to do there, so that those requirements are a little bit less strict. But again, these are this language is directly from the permit. And so the second slide is for the redevelopment sites. So again, very, very similar language for both, but slightly stricter for the new development sites.
But the main point is, we don't have a lot of latitude to say we don't like this.
Exactly.
I am one to accept my fate sometimes.
Thanks for participating.
Yes. And that's it for the regulatory requirements right now.
Yeah. I was able to look this over earlier, and, I mean, even if it's mandated, so.
Even if you understood it.
Even if I understood it, I don't know what I'd change. When I hear that it's mandated, it's mandated.
Right, you kind of lose interest when you hear that.
I do.
Fair enough.
Just tell me I have no say in the matter, and I move on quietly.
Quickly, yes.
Quietly and quickly.
So, Madam Chair, before you take a vote, the Enterprise Committee did review this, and they voted in favor of this also at one of our prior meetings. We checked with Town Council, and Town Council gave you the authority to, well, they didn't give you the authority. They assured me that you have the right to vote on these changes without going to town meeting.
Perfect.
Okay. What do you got?
I move that the board amend the Town of Millis Stormwater Management Regulations adopted on June 28th, 2004. That was a long time ago. And amended on June 5th, 2006, and amended on February 12th, 2007. Article 1, Land Disturbance and Post-Construction Stormwater Management, Section 7, Plans B, Standards 4, 7, and 10, as presented.
That's it.
You done?
That's it.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you. Adria, thank you. You're all,
You're all
Thank
set.
you.
you're all set, thanks.
Thank you.
Different
So-
people for PFAS consulting, or is this just you?
There- Who are we next? We're next talking about the sewer connection.
Okay.
PFAS
PFAS.
consultant.
Okay.
PFAS
Oh,
is next.
We're staying with Kleinfeld.
Yeah.
So this is our standard update each year, PFAS Consulting Services. Every year we come, this year, the vote is for $108,000. And that's, I gave you the second page of the breakdown of what is actually included in that $108,000.
The first one, though, for
So the one
That's
for
the
10,000?
10,000 for PFAS consulting services?
Okay. See, now you got me all confused.
I know,
And
I'm
I'm sorry, I apologize about that. So this is for, as you know, I sent you out a whole bunch of legal things that we just submitted in the past couple of weeks. This is for our consultant to advise the town administrator and myself on review of different testings, and it's along with our assisting legal expenses. We do need an engineer to look at test results that have come back from different well testings that were done by the private people that are, I can't, how much to get into with legal talk, but they're coming against us. So we do need Kleinfelder to assist us with that. Last year we appropriated $10,000, and we're not asking for it to be, not to exceed another $10,000 for this
All
year.
right. I move that the board approve and authorize the town administrator to sign a contract between the town of Millis and Kleinfelder Northeast, Inc. for PFAS consulting services for FY '26 for an amount not to exceed $10,000.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Now, the next,
They're just to make sure that we're doing what we should be doing.
correct,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
It's worth 10,000.
Yeah.
And they're representing us. If we have to go to court or something like that, they'll be there to represent us. They have an LAPC, what is it, the licensed professional land surveyor, person,
Yeah.
one of them. So the next is the $108,000 for the whole year of different types of stormwater.
Yeah.
And that's where I gave you the second page, the breakdown. The annual report is $13,000. The IDDE support is $23,000. The plan update, and those are both filing our permits, is 17,000. Training is 12. Phosphorus control planning is 24,000. That bad word, phosphorus. And utility billing for updates, that's what assisting the treasure collector's office with updating the annual billing. And it comes to 108, and it's not to exceed. Last year, we did not spend anywhere near that $108,000, so this is just a preliminary budget number.
Okay. I move that the town, I move that the board approve and authorize the town administrator to sign a contract between the town of Millis and Kleinfelder Northeast, Inc. for stormwater consulting services for FY '26 for an amount not to exceed $108,777.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. And Jim, it looks like you're
Now
up
we're on
next
sewer
again.
connection fees.
Now we are.
Yes.
So I had a discussion at a last enterprise committee meeting and on this. I've talked to the town administrator and assistant town administrator about this today. What we'd like to do, now that we have a full contingent with the enterprise committee, we'd like to do, maybe come back with a presentation on exactly what you're looking for, other than just saying, well, this is what Medfield pays, this is what, we'd like to do a total survey and come back with a full presentation. We looked at the numbers. They're definitely, the connection fees are definitely trending down this year drastically. They're nowhere near what other years, because the building has slowed down.
The revenue, not the revenue from fees, not the fees themselves.
The connection fees have dropped.
The collection of the
The
connection.
collection of the
Not
fees.
the- not
Yeah,
the
yeah.
rate.
Not the
but
rate. but
Not the rate.
right.
Overall
Yeah,
collection, yeah.
Right. And again, that's just because not many
Right.
people are tying in and there's not many construction projects going on. And I think that what we'd like to know is, we don't see that it being a certain amount of money that comes in from this that is not going to really affect the overall percentage of the rates, unless it's something.
Right.
So we'd like to come back with something of, this is what we think of the
Yeah.
best way to do it. And now that we have a full contingent, and I'd like to also thank, well, we're on that discussion, I'd like to thank Todd, who stuck with us for a couple of years on the enterprise committee, and he did a great job. His experience was very good. It's now that me and Mr. Duffy are not sitting there talking to ourselves. It's
Yeah, I
good.
think this is a really good idea, Jim,
Yeah.
and I think, I want to say be competitive, I guess, in
Yep.
what we're charging,
Yeah.
Yep.
compared to other towns. So I think that's a very worthy endeavor.
Yeah, I would also suggest if you're looking for another project also, I'm just paying the water bills on a house that's been empty because we're renting it. We just finally got a tenant. And the capital fees,
Yes.
since they're not based on usage, I would like to, and now that I've got nobody living at home except my wife and I'm noticing this more and more, that if we could figure that, if there's a possibility to base that on usage, so that fee is spread more equitably and not a giant fee for every home.
Yep.
It's just
Yep.
based on the amount of water used.
That's something as part of when we did the last water
Yeah,
study, and there's still a little bit of funding left that we can have them look into that.
that'd be great. And I'm not sure what the answer is, but I think it's worth looking at and finding out.
And also with that, we're looking at, the transfer station.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if, even though it's
Yes.
not under their purview, and again, instead of me getting a bunch of numbers and saying this, that.
you were going to look at that
Yeah.
last year.
And I'd like to, present it through the enterprise committee, and maybe have that as and
I think
Mr.
that's
Duffy,
very worth
whether he
doing.
wanted to accept it or not,
He'll accept
he willingly did it.
What else has he got to do?
Yeah.
I just want to point out, I qualified for the discounted rate
For the
this
first
year,
year?
so let's not get rid of that.
Yeah, no.
Well,
Let's not move that up.
was that age-related?
It was,
Oh, wow,
It is.
Awesome.
yeah, but it starts at 62.
62.
Let's not set that at 65 now. Don't tease me.
62.
Yeah.
You are not 62.
I am.
Shut up.
Actually 63 now. I had a birthday. Yeah.
Well, first of all, happy birthday. Second of all, you look great.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi, Jim Duffy, Enterprise Advisory Through Committee Chair. So along the lines of the connection fees, is there a thought as to why we're doing this? And let me just say that in 2024, we had 14 water connections. In 2024, we had 27 sewer connections. In 25 thus far, we've had 4 water connections and 6 sewer connections.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a giant revenue generator, but I do think that it's worth remaining competitive. So that's my thought on it.
Well,
And we
competitive
just have
means we
it.
need to be cheaper than everybody.
No, we need to be,
comparable.
I would like to be,
Comparable, yeah.
I would like to be just a hair less than
Okay.
everybody
All right,
else.
I just want to understand.
Yeah.
Point out our value
Listen,
for the dollar.
It doesn't, when you're looking at your fees, you don't base it on the demand or the not, nobody's gonna not come because they got a thing and our
Right.
fees are a little high. That's not what you do. You just, every now and then, 4 or 5 years, you have to look at, you have to review. I do it on my storage facility. What's the guy next to me doing? Am I under? Maybe I'm over.
Yeah.
You don't know, and there's a sweet spot. I don't want to be the most expensive, I don't want to be the cheapest.
Yeah.
So. you
I get
gotta-
Yeah, I just want an
you
equitable
gotta
fee.
be in there.
Yeah.
Listen, people are weird. If we're too low, they're gonna go, what's the matter with Millis? You know, you're too low, they're gonna say, what's the matter with it? Nobody wants this town. If you're too high, they're gonna say, what do they think they are?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all.
And Jim, I think the transfer station, sorry, the other Jim.
Yep.
Transfer station's really good to look at. You
Yep.
know, I finally joined again and have brought plenty of large items that
I
I've
never
paid a
think of it
mere
as
$25 for and should probably be paying more.
Like
so-
$100. Yep,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yep.
I don't think of it as a joining. I think it's a service.
It's a service.
But
I do
now that
agree.
you're thinking it's a club.
I'm a member.
It's definitely a service.
Yeah.
As we know with the Republic, you know,
Yeah,
many communities are going through right now. I mean, it's a,
Certainly.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
think if we call it a club, we could even charge higher rates,
probably.
Get a
right?
card.
Those are the free
You get a sticker.
I've been a member of that club for
Little bit of
32
cachet
years.
there.
There's cats.
I'm going on 23, so it's a,
Ellen, I
Yeah.
agree with you. I think anything like this, even at the license fees, all of
Sure.
that needs to be looked at.
It has to be
It does,
reviewed,
yeah.
because it gets away from you.
It
Yep.
does get away
Yep.
from you, very
Yes.
easily.
and again, now that we have 3 people,
Yep.
2 of them look a lot smarter than me and Mr. Duffy, so they look like they can read a lot.
You're taking the meeting, you know, like, yeah.
He's
So
administrative.
he's been around long enough, he can
You
handle
can
it.
take it.
So
Okay.
we'll be back. Yeah,
Excellent.
I would ask for maybe January or December, you know,
Yeah,
with
Okay.
something updated.
that sounds fine.
Yep,
Yeah.
thanks.
Thank you.
So just one more thing.
Just one more.
Oh,
GCG.
I have a
GCG,
GCG
okay.
contract, so this is for a contract for $35,000. If you read the contract, what's it for? It's for engineering services for the preparation and plan of the town sewer system as required by the our new pollutant NPDES permit, and now we have our own permit. The sewer, no, it ain't, because now it's gonna cost us more money, and, so what we're gonna do, what this is exactly gonna happen, we already know where all our lift stations are, now we have to go out into the private sector and find out, and we have to know exactly the size of the pumps, the stations, and they're all in the private industry. So there's a private pump station at Charles River. Glen Ellen has 3 of them. Heritage Path has 1. Key Street has 2. Hickory Hills has another, and I think there may be 1 or 2 others. So they're gonna come out and they're gonna survey each one of those stations. So what that means is that we're gonna be the permittee, and they're gonna have to permit through us. And it's gonna have to be a reporting, they're gonna have to test their stations, but until we don't know what is there. And it can't be done in-house. We have some of we have Hickory Hills, and we have Glen Ellen, and that's all we have. So,
So are these HOA situations
Yes,
where they,
yes,
okay,
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and there's a big discussion, I mean, once we start doing this, there's gonna be a discussion that most of these people are gonna come, the homeowners association, they're gonna want us to take these over. And there's been a lot of work through being on the planning board, most of them, 3 or 4 of them, were permitted through the planning board since I have been on it. And it's always the cost of the station. We don't want that cost. But that's a decision that, Millis residents are going to have to make.
Well, when they were permitted, was there any, was it classified that the stays?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
it definitely, most definitely. Legally they were, right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
But we've been approached by
coming down on
myself
this.
and
Huh?
I know you're coming down.
the town administrator and I have been approached by, mainly the Charles River Group. They have, not an abundance amount of money, but they have money in their homeowners association, and they would just love for us to take that over, and here's the money.
Yeah, I'm sure they
But that would only take care of
Yeah.
one little, pump
Yeah.
replacement.
But my question, are there any of these that don't even have an HOA?
No, I think every one of them,
All
they're,
right.
they're pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel good
Yep.
about that.
Yep.
All right.
Heritage Path's a good one, Key Street.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
I move the board approve and authorize the town administrator to sign a contract between the town of Millis and GCG Associates for engineering services for the preparation and plan of the town sewer system as required by NPDS permit number MA0102598 for an amount not to exceed $35,000.
Hold on, freeze. Looking at the fee schedule, though, on this,
It's not,
it says 35,200. Is that a big deal?
Jim's gonna beat him down by $200.
yeah, if that's the vote you took, I'm sure we can take this.
Okay,
I
all
took
right.
an end, but
I
yeah.
want to take a vote for $25,000. Off of it?
Okay, motion on the floor is 35,000.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
That's your select board.
Thank
saving
you. Thanks.
$200 right there.
My pay.
I thought it was gonna be mine.
Okay.
So the next item, Madam Chair,
Oh, the
is a
ADU.
request for a referral of the ADU bylaw amendment to the planning board. If you recall, we did approve changes related to ADUs as required by the Commonwealth. The Attorney General has determined that parts of our ADU bylaw are too restrictive. There were a number of towns that ran into this, and in speaking with town council, Attorney Talaman, they've recommended these changes, which, all seem fairly reasonable. I think the planning board is ready to move forward with this and put it before the voters at the fall town meeting to come in line with the Attorney General's notations on the needed changes. But as part of the process, as you know, the board needs to refer these bylaw amendments back to the planning board for their action in preparation for the fall town meeting.
Okay.
All right. I move that the board refer the proposed bylaw amendment to the zoning bylaws, section 5, use regulations, H, accessory dwelling units, ADUs, is prepared and presented by the town council to the planning board for public hearing to be held at their meeting on Tuesday, September 9th.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
My son's begun designing
Okay.
one for us to move into.
So next we
can
have
have a
the
house.
vote and approve and sign certificate of vote for the Cedar Street and Morris
him
Street
these.
900
parcels.
square feet.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As we're coming to find out, as we dig deeper into the process of selling town-owned land, it is about a 5 to 6 step process. There are many steps involved. We are nearing the end of the first 2 parcels that were approved at town meeting last fall. This is one of the final steps, is for the board to formally vote to approve and sign a certificate of vote for the transfer and sale of those properties. So in your packet is the information related to this, and we've also put together motions approved by town council for the board to vote on this evening to finalize this process.
I move that the board sell as authorized by Article 15 of the Town of Millis Fall Annual Town Meeting of November 19th, 2024, the property known as Off Cedar Road, parcel ID 21012-000 to Roach's Building Company, Inc. for $15,000. And further authorize the board's chair, Aaron Underhill, to execute and enter into any and all documents necessary to effectuate and the disposition of said property.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in
Oh, I have
favor?
to sign this.
Aye. Okay, motion carries unanimously. Next.
I move that the board sell, as authorized by Article 15 of the Town of Millis Fall Annual Meeting of November 19th, 2024, the property known as Off Morris Street, parcel ID 40100-000, to Michael O'Keefe for $2,250, and further authorize the board's chair, Aaron Underhill, to execute and enter into any and all documents necessary to effectuate the disposition of said parcel.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Okay, next we have a one-day alcohol license for Bogastow Fish and Game Club.
So there are 2 licenses. The board
Okay.
actually approved one for an event that they just had on Sunday, which I hear was very successful. There are 2 more events, the Bogastow Fish and Game at 247 Ridge. One is on October 18th. It is the Comcan Employee Party from 6 to 9 p.m. And the other one will be on September 13th, which is the annual Bogastock Music Festival, looks like number 14.
Okay,
And that's, I'm sorry, from 12 o'clock to 9:30 p.m., so that one's all day.
okay.
Well, this can't be right, they're way too early.
Right now.
All right. I move that the board approve a one-day special alcohol license for Nate Multinsky on behalf of the Bogastow Fish and Game Club located at 240 Ridge Street for the Comcan Employee Party, October 18th, 2025, from 6 to 9 p.m.
Should I recuse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 247 Ridge Street.
Yeah,
I second.
thank
All
you.
those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Well, as unanimous as we can get
Yeah.
at the moment.
I move that the board approve a one-day special alcohol license for Nate Multinsky of the Bogastow Fish and Game Club located at 247 Ridge Street for the Bogstock Music Festival 14 on September 13th, 2025, from 12 to 9:30 p.m.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. All right, next we have a water and sewer commitment.
Madam Chair, I'm recommending that the board approve the Water and Sewer Department commitment to the collector for July of 2025 for a total of $3,536.24.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Yeah, just
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
That one's not good.
Aye.
Yeah, that one's not.
Motion carries unanimously. Okay, and then last, we have approval of draft minutes.
I move that the board approve the draft minutes from July 9th and July 21st and August 11th. Select board meetings as written.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries unanimously. And then,
I move we adjourn.
Second.
okay, moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
We have things to sign around back?
Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Millis Community Media. Have a
Thank
great
you.
night.
Yeah.